everybody screaming out relationship goals and all that there, you know what I'm saying? But I see this couple in front of me right here, man. Look, it look like the blueprint.
Yeah, we the realest never branch off and leave. We stick together. The folks of old reminded me of a poem.
Welcome to AP and Toya podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. You didn't have to, but thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. Again, that is our theme song, Ozzy and Ruby. Shout out to Show Baraka and his beautiful wife on their project. What's going on, babe?
Nothing much.
I know, it's been a while since
It's been a minute.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute since we actually, talked to you guys,
I gotta get used to this headphones, mic setup thing. Oh my gosh, how long has it been since we recorded a podcast?
We recorded one recently, was my birthday one. But that was the last one we did. But it felt when we miss a week, it feels like a long time. Yeah. So we thank you guys for tuning in, man. We missed y'all. We appreciate y'all. We didn't do an episode last week, but we have something good for you guys this week, and we're so excited because we actually have something new this week that we want to introduce to you guys, and we're so excited about it. But thank you guys for tuning in.
I'm so excited.
There she go. You know it's gonna be a good episode when she starts singing and doing all and moving her head like she Stevie Wonder and all that stuff. So, it's gonna be a good episode. Some hot topic stuff. We're gonna get into it right now. Yesterday we record these. Well, we record this one on Saturday, but we want to get right into the tragic shooting that happened in Virginia Beach. We are so hurt by these things. We, if you know us or followed us for a little while, we actually we vacation in Virginia Beach every year. For the past, 4 or 5 years?
It is our second home.
Yeah, it's
I'm
our second
always
home.
trying to convince you to move our family to Virginia Beach.
Yeah, retirement, we always say, right?
I love it there.
Yeah,
I want to
we love
live
it.
there. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad about this.
Yeah, and so it was such, it was an active shooter yesterday. And I think as of today, another death was confirmed. So now we're from 11 to 12 people that were brutally killed by a disgruntled worker. And, and he's also deceased as well. So our hearts and prayers go out to everybody who have lost during this time. And those that are affected by this time. I saw on social media, I have family in Virginia, and I saw on social media one of my good friends, his dad actually worked at that building. And, he lost also all those people that were in that building. He knew all of them personally. And so, shout out to them and prayers to them. And you guys just be safe because the world is just getting crazier and crazier by the minute.
The world is getting crazy, and this is one of my biggest fears of just the active shooter, disgruntled employee, patient.
Yeah, you just never know.
Family member, you just never know who's gonna, come to take lives.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad. It really is sad. But we don't want to dwell on it too long. But we just want to give our condolences to those that are affected and those that have lost people during that time. So salute to you guys, and we love you and sending our prayers.
Yes, so definitely praying.
Yeah. Also, this week, I want to shout out our Instagram family. You guys, I think I put it on our Instagram story. Thank you guys for always supporting. You guys are amazing. You guys are always liking things. You're commenting. You're every day. You guys are turning up, and we appreciate you guys. We want to thank you for that. We say hey family every day because we always treat you guys like family. We feel like y'all family to us.
Yes, so, you guys are an online family.
Yeah. So we want to salute you guys and thank y'all for always checking for us. And when we don't do a podcast, we get the DMs and like, where the podcast at? I ain't hear a podcast today. So thank y'all. I promise you, we will not try and miss again. All right, you got to get better at that because life is happening and sometimes stuff gets backed up and we don't get to record. But we have some great stuff for you guys, so we appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys, our faithful followers. You guys are the real MVP. So appreciate you guys. Any shout outs you want to do before we get into this topic, boo? Anybody you want to say hi to? No? Oh, my wife don't care
about
to
everyone. I care about everyone.
I'm just joking.
I care too much. That's the problem.
That is the problem. Yeah. Shout out to my boy Jake and Meredith out there in California. They are faithful listeners, and we appreciate you guys. And we are doing a parenting podcast coming up real soon. I know you submitted a question, so we're going to answer your question on the parenting podcast. Yes. So we appreciate you. All right, man. Let's get right into it, then, man.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah. So
I don't know why I'm singing so much today.
I don't know either. I don't know who told you to sing, but
I know I can't sing. it's not no secret. I know.
I know. You know it. They
I
know
just
it.
like
So
to sing. It just makes me feel good.
there you go. All right, man.
I got on this bright shirt.
Yeah.
This pink and red
She a
and
candy striper
all
today.
these colors. It just does look like a candy striper shirt.
Yeah,
Oh
she
my
a candy
gosh.
striper. Let's get right into the topic, y'all. Today's topic is called self-love. All right.
You just ruined this for me.
And we're stop. This is called self-love. All right.
Yes,
So
self-love.
we've noticed that going through our DMs and going through just different conversations with people, and even seeing online, social media is filled with people that are just hurting for stuff. They don't really know how to love on themselves. And, because we're so consumed with things that are going on in life that we really kind of almost neglect ourselves. You know what I mean? And so we wanted to do a topic called self-love because we wanted you guys to appreciate who you guys are. The hard-working, the mom that gets up early in the morning to make sure the kids are ready for school, the dads that are out there working 2 and 3 jobs to make sure you provide for your family, the grandmother who's always there for the kids, all that stuff. We wanted to make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Mm-hmm. And so this topic is self-love, and we actually have a self-love challenge that you're going to hear more about at the end of the podcast. But just to let you guys know, we are so excited because we want you guys to be able to love on yourselves the way that you love on others. You want to say anything else about that, boo?
No, this is an important topic, like you said, and it's something that I've struggled with, like seriously struggled with for a lot of years.
Yeah.
So I would like to think that I'm a little better about this whole self-love thing, but yeah, it's something that I struggle with and I'm still working on too. So this is for me too.
Yeah, this is for all of us. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it once we get into it. But we're going to start off with the definition of what self-love is, right? And these are actually our topic points, so we're going to break this thing down section by section. And it's going to be a quick podcast, say it every week. Hopefully it will be quick. Well, hopefully this is something that you guys get to realize why it's important to really just treat yourself better. You know what I mean? So this is the definition of self-love. Self-love means having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness, right? Mm-hmm. Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others, right? That's a big one. And 3, self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. Wow. All right. So we're going to go topic by topic, right? So we'll go sentence by sentence, sorry. Self-love means having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. Bill, you want to start this one off?
Yeah. So when I read this definition, I feel like there's different definitions for self-love. But when we read this one, I think this is the one we wanted to go with because it just hit home. Mm-hmm. Like it just really encompasses everything of what self-love is.
Yeah.
So it says self-love means having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. And as a wife, as a mother, as a woman, career, the whole thing, like, oh my gosh, this was such a struggle for me. Just especially when the kids were younger. Like now I feel like they're a little older and I have more time to love on myself. But in the beginning, man, oh man. I mean, I could love everybody. I could love you. I could love the kids. I could like love my mom, my sisters, my family, my friends, but just there was just never enough time left over in the day. Like I never made sure that I had enough time left over to really take care of myself, take care of my well-being, make sure that I'm, eating right, make sure that I'm physically in the best shape of my life, like making sure my mind's right. Just so I really love this definition, like having a higher regard, putting yourself, like taking that time to regard, having a high regard for yourself where you say, you know what, like I can love on all these people, but first importantly, I have to love on myself because if I'm loving from an empty place or a tired place, like, even if I love myself better, I'm going to be able to love others better, if that makes sense. Like,
no, I think that's you hit it right on the head. I can love others better if I love myself as well, too.
Yeah.
Because we neglect ourselves the most. I mean, as parents, as parents first, we're going to put our children first. We're going to make sure our children, feel to get every ounce of what we have because we want to make sure that they feel loved on a daily basis, right? But in that time of making sure the kids' clothes are washed and dinner's cooked and everything is happening for the kids, we sometimes neglect who we are, right?
Are you saying that you do dishes and wash clothes?
I ain't saying that. I'm saying we as.
You're saying we.
We as adults. I did dishes today, so don't even.
You did dishes today?
Yeah, while you was out at the carnival.
You
I
did?
did. Yes, woman.
1 cup?
Bro, yo, let me do what I'm doing. Jesus. Jesus.
Because you got a lot of time to self-love.
No,
Just
stop
saying.
it. Please.
Just
Please.
saying.
All right, anyway. See, I ain't interrupt her the whole time, but she going to interrupt
I'm
me when I'm talking.
sorry.
All right, well, anyway, self-love, right? So, having a high regard for your I'm sorry, let me read this again because she just threw me off track. Self-love means having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness,
Yes.
right? It is very, very important because we tend to just let everybody else be the priority, and we cannot. It's impossible to grow as a person if you're not constantly working on yourself. It's impossible. You can't grow as a person if you don't work on yourself, and we can expect ourselves to be better at certain things that we know that we're bad at if we're not giving it the proper attention to be better as people, right? So we got to make sure that every day we are intentional about loving ourselves, just as we're intentional about loving our children, our spouses, and things like that. We have to be a priority to ourselves. Anything else you want to add to that, Boo?
No, I guess I'm just thinking of like ways in my head. Like I hear the definition, but I also want to give like actionable. Is that a word? Actionable.
It is
Some
now,
action steps to actually do some things that you do. So what are some ways that you, like, what are some things that you're gonna do now that you know this definition? Like having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness. Like what is that? What does that look like for Aaron?
I think majority is carving out time to be able to just love myself. Carving out time to do the things that make me happy. You know, like today I went out and got a haircut. Today my son going to get a haircut. You know, but just being able to, you know, just being able to sit quietly. Like today I got to actually sit down and listen to a couple of sermons today. Like that was something that really just fed me because it got me up to be like, yo, I need to be going up. I need to be doing something. Like the sermons I listened to, which was amazing. T.D. Jakes and Stephen Furtick were together and did a thing for T.D. Jakes.
Interview.
New
so
book
for
crushing.
his new book crushing, yeah.
Yeah. And so he, it was just very, very impactful. And if you guys go to YouTube and check it out, it's life altering stuff. But that fed to me because it wasn't me just watching TV. It was something that was really building me up inside. It kind of it lit a fire up under me because it made me say, look, I need to go and do some stuff. If I say I want to do these things, I got to go do them. And so I was actually taking care of myself because I wanted to make sure that I was feeding myself with some good stuff, not just negativity or watching something that just not edifying my soul. You know what I mean? It's something that I watched that thing because it really just, I couldn't stop watching it because it just talked to me so much. And that was something that I really just, I was feeding myself and making myself happy because it actually got me up, and I made my wife record this podcast because she was tired, so she's been working all week, and now we both are recording this podcast because I was just inspired to help me. So hopefully this thing will help you guys. So what is something that you do to?
So feeding my mind too. You know, I'm always trying to grow as a woman, as a mom, a wife, all the things. So reading books. Tons of books. I love reading. Like every book that I can consume. Like I get mad sometimes that I can't read faster. Like I want to be a speed reader and just like, you know how people speed read and they just do their hands like this and then that's it.
My wife is definitely a bookie.
So a reader, a bookie. Oh my goodness. If I couldn't read, I don't know what I would do with my life. Reading, listening
shout
to
out to
podcasts.
Toya's Book Corner too. She has a couple of book reviews on that Book Corner, so y'all go check it out.
Yes.
It's in our highlights and our
I
story.
gotta get back to my book corner. But reading, podcasts, sermons, Bible plans.
Yeah.
Like I love Bible plans because they challenge me every single day. Like during my quiet time, I read Bible plans. Every area, YouVersion, if you don't have it and you're looking for a way to grow in your faith. YouVersion Bible app, it's free. There's Bible plans.
We're gonna do a Bible plan with y'all one day.
Every single thing, that you're going through, man. There's a Bible plan. It's so easy to read. Few minutes. There's a scripture behind it. They have some prayers also included in most of them.
Yeah.
If you want it read to you, it can read to you. If you want a visual, like watch a video, it can do that. Like it's so easy to consume and absorb, God's word to keep your mind thinking positively. So those are some of the things that I do.
And we're very simple folk. Like it don't take much for us to kind of keep our attention. We love doing things that my wife, like I said before, my wife loves to read, and so she will read a book, and she could literally read a book all day if you let her. Like she would just because she loves to read. And I love that about her. And so. And me, I can watch YouTube all day. Like I can get stuck sometimes in the rabbit hole of YouTube, and I'm watching show after show after show after show. Especially like I love podcasts. Podcasts are cool to me.
So video podcasts?
Video podcasts. And I like comedy podcasts, too, because I just think the people are just stupid. I'm very silly, too. So people that know me know I'm very silly. So when people are doing silly stuff on podcasts, it cracks me up. So, you know, I can watch that all day, too. But there's little things that are just, you know, making us happy. Just to have downtime, you know, but also taking care of ourselves physically. My wife is always a proponent of making sure that I'm trying to be better physically, spiritually, and mentally, and not the same for her. But that thing, having a high regard for your own well-being is very, very important, guys. You have to. You are a priority.
Yes.
We were going to name this podcast Self-Love, You Matter. You know what I mean? But because at the end of the day, you do matter. Your happiness is something that is going to drive you to go forward. And you can be a better parent, you can be a better spouse, you can be a better friend if you are better to yourself.
Yeah,
right?
You can be a better person and a better you. Better you if you're feeding yourself, you're feeding your soul, you're feeding your mind.
Yeah.
And you're feeding your body, you know, healthy foods. Like you're going to be a better you. So you're just going to be able to pour out and give even more love to everybody else.
Cool. All right, let's go to point two. Point two, self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others. I'm going to read that one more time. Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to start with this one. We said this before, a little bit previous point. We sometimes get so wrapped up in everything that's going on around us that we are so consumed with loving on people that we just don't even, our own happiness doesn't even go into the equation. And so that goes with marriage, that goes with a whole bunch of things. Like, there are marriages where as long as your spouse is happy, you'll keep going, you know what I mean? And forgetting that you are a valuable part to that relationship too, so you forgo your own happiness just to make sure somebody else is happy. One, that's not good for you, and two, it's unhealthy for the relationship. And so, every relationship, whether it's friends or family, whatever it is, has to be a give and take. And so you have to be a valuable part of what happens in every relationship you're in. And so you have to take care of your own needs, not worrying about what other people are going to say. Obviously not being arrogant or prideful and stuff like that. But when it comes time for you to really sow into who you are as a person, you have to make sure that that's a priority. And other people, if they love you, they will understand that. Now, again, that's not being selfish or you being over like, yo, I don't care about nothing you got going on. It's all about me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just knowing where your limits are, but knowing that you matter as well. What do you have to say about that, Boo?
I think this part for me, it says taking care of your own needs. I think for me, I had to, I'm so used, like, I was the oldest child. I was always taking care. So ever since I was younger, I've always been, like, that leader, like, you know, taking care of everybody else, taking care of my sisters, taking care of my brothers. Like, I just took on that role because I was, you know, the oldest child. So I think for me, like, even now that I have my own family, like, if, you know, I'm just so used to caring for people. Like, that's what I do for a living. Like, you know, I really think that God has given me a gift of service, like, to serve and to care for others. But for me, it's just identifying, like, what my needs are. So I know that I'm really taking care of my own needs. Like, writing it down or journaling, like, this is, like, these are the things that I need to do for myself. Like, just identifying what your needs are. Because I think sometimes with everything going on, you can get so lost. So I think for me, I had to identify first and foremost, like, what are my needs? What is it that I need to be the woman that God has called me to be? So identifying those needs. And then the next part says, you know, not sacrificing your well-being. And as a woman, oh my gosh, this is like struggle number one, if not, you know.
Yeah, so
like,
salute to the strong women out there. There's a lot of strong women out there that are sacrificing just to be able to keep people happy. Husbands and kids and all the other stuff, man. Y'all are amazing. My mom was one of them because she sacrificed a lot of happiness to make sure that we had stuff, or to try her best to make sure she had stuff. But sorry, I think I cut you off.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, it's okay. Like, I was just thinking today, like, this is a very minor example, but today I took my kids to the carnival, and I took out some cash because I'm like, look, we're on a budget. This is all that I want to spend. Yeah. And, you know, after getting this, and who wanted this, and who wanted to try this game, that game. So we got down to a point where Jordan wanted a slice of pizza, and we only have $5 or $4 left. But I wanted a slice of pizza too.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is really bad. This is his second slice. So he's like, I'm still hungry. The first slice didn't fill me up. So I'm like, okay, the last $4, I'm going to buy myself a slice of pizza on the way out. And I was like, you know what? Like, here, take the $4. Like, you go get the slice of pizza. Like, I don't even need pizza. Like, go get. So.
Well, here they have one of them big old slices of pizza.
He did have one of those big old slices of pizza. So I do that all the time for my kids. Like, I want to get something, or I'll go to the store to get something for myself, and I end up coming out with like nothing for myself, and all things for the kids. So I mean, that's just a little example. But I know mothers can relate to this, because you know, you just sacrifice so many things, and it's a good thing too, because my parents sacrificed. You know, I wouldn't be here where I am today if my parents didn't sacrifice for me. So. You know, but you want to make sacrifices, but you don't want to make so many sacrifices where it's harming you, and it's harming the way that you love on yourself and your health and your well-being. So I think it's having that balance where, you know, you sacrifice something, because as parents we have to sacrifice things. If we keep going around and doing everything that we wanted to do, then we won't be good parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's a thing that we consider a healthy sacrifice, right? Healthy sacrifice is, look, I'm going to sacrifice my time, my efforts to make sure that my kids and my family can get ahead. I understand that sacrifice, but sacrificing to the point to where you are in a hospital because you're working so hard, that's just not smart. Because at the end of the day, like my wife says all the time, if you die, they're gonna have your job gonna be posted tomorrow. You know what I mean? So sacrificing, you know, to make sure your family gets ahead is one thing, but sacrificing so that you are running yourself health-wise ragged, sacrificing because you're staying in a relationship and you're getting abused, that's obviously not the right sacrifice. I'm going to just be quiet and it's okay. That's not sacrificing for the sake of the relationship. That's putting yourself in harm's way. And so there's certain sacrifices that are good and there's some that are just bad. So just know what the difference is. And the way you know your difference is to know you set your limit to say what I am going to do. What I'm going to do, how can I say this? Set a time limit or a bar to say I'm not gonna go run myself below this bar.
Yeah, like you have to set a standard.
That's the word I was looking for.
You have
set
to set a
standard.
standard of the things that you're gonna tolerate, the things that you're gonna accept.
Right.
And like I said before, you know, establishing what your needs are. Like, you know, some things that you shouldn't be doing or sacrificing, because that's just not good for your well-being.
Right.
Like, I think we know, but I think a lot of times we ignore it because we're really trying to please other people. Like it says, not sacrificing your well-being to please others. And I think people pleasing, it's just a whole nother podcast.
I actually like that topic.
People pleasing and just wanting to be liked. My constant struggle.
Yeah.
I am definitely a people pleaser and constantly want to be liked by everyone. So I think having that balance, setting that standard, and just knowing when enough, you know, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Yeah. So you set the bar for what you feel is you have to set the bar for what you feel is a limit for you. And don't go above or below that. Don't go below. I mean, don't let your bar go so low that you just are out of energy. You can't do that. All right. So just make sure you take care of yourself, guys. Is your phone on vibrate?
So I heard my phone is on vibrate. Sorry about that. But I did hear, I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about self-love and ways to invest into yourself. And they suggested, which I've heard this a long time ago because I do this now with my own quiet time practice in the morning. But just waking up an hour ahead of everyone. An hour, I mean, an hour is too much, because initially when I started, I was like, oh gosh, an hour, like I can't lose an hour of sleep.
Right.
But then if you 20 minutes, 15 minutes, you'll find that the more time you start doing it, you start seeing the investment in yourself. You start seeing the ways that you're growing. Yeah. You want to spend more and more time. So they were just suggesting 20 minutes to an hour, getting up before everyone does. Like if your kids get up at 8 o'clock and you get up at 7 o'clock, like whatever time you have to go to work, you know, your morning routine, whatever, get up 1 hour earlier. Yeah. And just invest in time for yourself. They were breaking down the hour. Like the first 20 minutes you should meditate, or the first 20 minutes you pray, or you read, or you listen to something. But pretty much taking that hour to do something for you. before you invest into your kids, before you pour into your relationships, before you go to work and work for somebody else or do something else.
Right.
You take that first hour of the day to just love on yourself, have that time for yourself. And whatever it is, if you like to read a book, you like to listen to YouTubes, maybe, whatever it is that you do that you can pour back into yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, bro. And I'm with you. So, y'all, self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others, all right? Hope you got that. Hope you guys got that, all right? It's very important. Last one. Self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. Wow. Self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. I feel like all these things kind of piggyback off of each other. We're kind of all talking about these things at the same time. And self-love means not settling for less than you deserve.
Yeah.
When you honor and cherish who you are as a person, you will not let others dictate your happiness, right? You will not let others tell you exactly who you are. You have to know who you are for yourself, because when other people get a chance to let you know who they think you are, they will get it wrong every time, because you know exactly what you're capable of. You know exactly of the goals, how to obtain the goals you set for yourself, and only you can really know what your makeup is inside, right? And so you have to decide for yourself. I'm not going to let somebody else dictate what I deserve. You have to tell yourself what you deserve. And that goes from being in business, that goes from friendships, that goes with family and marriages. You set the bar for exactly who you say that you are. And when you, because guess what? When you settle for less than what you deserve, you are unhappy. You are unproductive. That's where depression comes in. That's where we keep it biblical. That's when the devil comes in and really gets the chance to get in your ear and tell you that you're less than. That is not the case. You are not less than. So always hold people to the standard that you set for yourself, and do not let anybody take you off your ground, right? Don't let nobody move you from the point that you are, because you know exactly what you deserve, and anybody that comes in your life that's telling you that you deserve less, they shouldn't be in your life, period. Gamble.
Easier said than done.
It is. Not for me, though.
Not for you. But for me, for years, ever since I was a kid, I struggled. I think now I'm a little better. Now I definitely, after having kids, I had to really work on this area, because this is something that I didn't want to pass down to my girls. But I struggled with low self-esteem for so many years, especially when I was younger, because I just heard, like, you're not going to be anything, you're not going to do anything, you're not going to amount to anything. Like, I heard a lot of that growing up.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I didn't know, like, I don't even know if I was settling, but I just didn't believe that I deserved any better, because I was just told I wasn't better. So I had to get to a place where, like, just reading God's word and just reaffirming, like, this is why I tell the girls now, like, you are God's masterpiece. Like, it's very important for me to remind them that you are God's masterpiece. You're made in God's image. Like, I really try to build my girls up and build myself up, because I feel like just everything, social media, the world, so much, every friends, bullies, all sorts of things. Like, people just tell you negative things. And sometimes it's not even people. A lot of times it's the story we tell to ourselves in our own minds and thoughts. So
it can be comparison. Comparing yourself to people can destroy who you are sometimes, when you feel like you should be somebody else, or you see this person looks a certain way and you're thinking to yourself, why don't I look that way?
Yeah.
Just the comparison. Jonathan McReynolds has a song called "Comparison Kills," and it's so true, because when you compare yourself to people, you forget about how unique and beautiful you are, and that's something you shouldn't do. So self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. Is there anything else you want to say on that? I just think it's so important, because we get wrapped in relationships, we get wrapped in, we just get involved with people that we just don't need to be around, because all they do, if every time that you get around that person, all they do is just break you down and build you down and make you feel a certain way about yourself, that person shouldn't be in your life. And not saying that you don't love them or you don't care for them, but you got to know when you set your godly boundaries around people. And that's something we have to learn individually and as a couple. It's just certain people that we just don't vibe with. Because not because we don't love them, it's because we know what energy they bring. And when you settle for less than, when you bring people around you that you feel that are always bringing you down and bringing you down and bringing you down, then you should not. There's some relationships you don't have to be around. You just don't have to, because you're settling for less. And if you're not building me up, I like people that push me. I like people that are going to always want the best for me. And so we like to surround ourselves with people like that. Couples that are like-minded, friends that are like-minded, family that's like-minded. Because we want to be able to, iron sharpens iron, right? We want to be able to be higher. We can't let we can't let people or situations bring us down.
Yeah.
So self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. Anything else you want to say about that, Boo?
No, just setting your standards and keeping it. I know friends, I think it's a little easier to set boundaries with, but I feel like family, like people that are in your life that are blood, I think that's where it gets really hard. Family, husbands, like people that are really close to you. It's really hard to you just have to make sure that you're setting your boundaries. Easier said than done. I know it's a struggle.
It is.
But really settling, like I said, not settling for less than you deserve.
Yeah, definitely. Not settling for less. All right, so that was it, guys. One more time I read the definition of self-love. Self-love means having a high regard for your own well-being and happiness.
Yes.
Self-love means taking care of your own needs and not sacrificing your well-being to please others. And lastly, self-love means not settling for less than you deserve. All right? So we wanted to give you guys these points and just let you guys know your happiness is always going to be a priority to you. It should always be a priority to you.
Yes.
So with that being said, my wife and I, were you about to say something?
I was gonna add to that because for years I struggled with that happiness thing. Like for years when especially when we got married very young at 21. Yeah. Like I used to think like it was your job to make me happy. Like it took me a while to own my own happiness and to be responsible for my own happiness and not waiting for you to do things or different acts of service. That's my love language. For you to do things to make me happy. Like it took me years to realize like wait a minute, like I need to make myself happy. Like I need to do the things that I'm gonna love myself, and I can be happy with myself.
Yeah, that's so important. I agree with you.
Because we put a lot of people put their happiness in the hands of other people.
Yeah.
Like they're always waiting. Especially I think when you're married and when you're in a relationship, you're always waiting for your spouse or your significant other, your partner to make you happy. And it's a lot of disappointments.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
A lot of disappointments.
Because you got to think about it too. Because some people are they're still trying to figure themselves out. And so if you're waiting on other people to make you happy when they're trying to figure themselves out, it's not going to work that way. It won't work because you got two people that are trying to figure themselves out, and then you're like, okay, well, how can I make her happy if I don't even know how to make I can't even make myself smile. So how do I make her smile? You know what I mean? And so, but with all that being said, y'all, we are doing this self-love because we wanted to do something special for you guys. This week, we're going to do self-love challenge. All right? Yeah. You guys really got into the prayer challenge, and at this time, we want to do the self-love challenge. This whole challenge is about loving on you because you are important, all right? So we want you guys to join us. And what we're going to do is, starting Sunday, what day is Sunday, Boo? That Sunday is...
June 2nd.
No, this is going to be next Sunday.
Oh, I thought it was this week.
No, because that week we had to put the podcast out today. That'll be next Sunday.
The 7th?
The next Sunday, what's that, June 9th?
Oh, why did I think it was this Sunday?
No.
June 7th.
That's July, baby. Thank you. June 9th. Okay, thank you.
June 9th. Sorry.
She's only got 2 degrees, y'all. I'm sorry.
Wow. Self-love on...
All right, so starting June 9th, we're going to start the self-love challenge, right? And so what this is, every day we're going to put out a mantra for the day. This is one thing you're going to do. You can write, and we want you to either write these things down. You can put them on your mirror. We want you guys to put them on your cell phones, whatever it is.
Put them on note cards,
yes.
Little sticky, what are those
Post-its.
things called? Post-its.
Yeah.
I usually post-its all over the room or in the bathroom mirror.
Yeah.
Just affirmations to affirm yourself, to remind yourself you're beautiful, you're smart, you're made in God's image.
Yeah, these are things we just want to build ourselves up.
Yes.
So for the 7 days that we do this challenge, the challenge is going to start on Sunday, June 9th, right? We're going to post a mantra for the day, an affirmation for the day. You say that affirmation, and then what you have to do, you have to promise to do one thing for yourself. Just for yourself, not for you and the kids, not for you and your husband. One thing for yourself that day, Gable.
Yes. No, I was just gonna add to it.
Yeah. Good.
No, just one thing.
Sorry.
Whatever it is that makes you happy, whatever,
Yeah.
for me, it's reading, even just sitting in quiet time,
Yeah.
having a good cup of coffee or my favorite tea.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is, just one thing that you can
Go
take
get your hair
some
done.
time
Go
out.
get your nails done. Go
Yes.
get your hair cut, fellas. You know what I mean? Go to the gym. Whatever you doing.
Yeah, whatever you do to love on yourself. Just
Yeah.
one activity. It doesn't have to be all day. It could be a few minutes. Just
Right.
one thing that you're like, you know what? Like,
This is for me.
this is for me. Nobody else but me.
And how the
Be
challenge?
selfish.
Be selfish, right?
selfish.
And but how the challenge is going to work is, if you participate, you have to put in the comments every single day. You got to put in there what you're going to do for yourself that day. You have to put in the comments, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to come back and I'm going to ask you, did you do this for yourself today, right? And so we want to make sure, and you want to make sure, and if you forget to do it, when I reply to that comment, I hopefully will remind you need to go and do it, because you have to take time for yourself on that day, right? You're going to be working hard all day. You're going to be running after kids. You're going to be yelling at your spouse. You're going to be doing things that are just on a day-to-day basis. So you got to take time out for yourself. So we're going to do that 7-day self-love challenge, y'all. All right, we're excited about it, and we hope you guys enjoy it too. Invite people to come and do the challenge with us. If you know somebody that's going through some stuff, send them on over to the channel and be like, look, they're doing a self-love challenge. I know you're going through this thing, girl. My dude, you're going through this stuff. They got a self-love challenge where you can just get to know yourself better and be able to pamper yourself.
Yes.
All right? We appreciate
All right.
you guys.
I didn't wear this church shirt for nothing.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
This is self-loving right here.
Hey,
All
she
these
looking
colors.
good too. She looking
And this
good.
church shirt.
Yeah, you looking good, girl. Don't worry about that.
It's a
We
mother
was trying to match for y'all, but it ain't
It's
really work out too
a
much.
mother shirt. I don't know where I found this shirt. Like Mother the Church shirt.
Hey, we
But,
appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us. We hope these things, we're going to post a definition of what self-love is too, so
Yes.
you guys can remind yourself daily too what self-love is. But we thank you guys for tuning in. YouTube family, what's going on? We appreciate you guys. Again, Spotify family, Apple Podcasts. I just heard they're getting rid of iTunes. I just heard that Apple's announcing like they're getting rid of iTunes. But anyway,
What
Apple
are they gonna
Podcasts.
have?
Don't ask me. Apple.
Do we need
Apple
it?
Music. Apple Music.
Oh, okay. So I'm like, do we use iTunes?
Yeah. We do sometimes. But shout out to y'all, Spotify family, Apple Podcast
Yes,
family,
YouTube family.
SoundCloud. Y'all can follow us on IG. It's at AP Toya Podcast. Follow us on IG, Facebook, same thing, AP Toya Podcast. And anything else I'm missing, boo? I think that's it, right?
Nope. I think
All right.
that's it.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all have a good week. And we will see y'all Sunday for the first day of
June 9th.
the Self-Love Challenge.
Yes.
We out, y'all. Peace. Hey, YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications. IG do the same thing. Sorry, sometimes with this algorithm stuff, you might miss the post. So if you can just turn on our post notifications, you won't miss what we got to say. We don't go crazy with the post, but we try to give y'all some stuff that'll really get y'all through the day, some fruitful stuff. You know what I mean? We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening to AP and Toy Podcast. We are
See this couple in front of me right here, man?
Love
Peace.
yourself and
Love
go
yourself.
love others.
All right,
We the
family.
realest,
We out.
realest never branch off and leave. We stick together. The folks of old reminded me of a poem.